right after I installed the Camel ADV high exhaust mount kit on the Tenere, they didn't have a spark arrestor option. So if you guys remember, if you saw the video, I purchased a universal drop-in spark arrestor, modified it to fit in between the link pipe and the muffler. I've actually got it slid in there. Since then, Camel ADV has come out with their own spark arrestor. This is going to be a much wider diameter than what I've got in there. It fits a lot tighter to the inside circumference of that pipe, so should let a little bit more air through. Might change the sound a little bit. I guess we'll just have to see. Should be pretty easy to swap in. There's my old spark arrestor down in there. I used this piece of pipe that they've got in here as a kind of retaining clip. There. There we are. It's a little dirty. Some fiberglass stuck to it too, looks like. Woo! Looks like there's a bit of mud down in there. Oh well. Actually not near as bad as I expected it to be. So what I had definitely worked, but obviously the larger diameter, of course, is going to be better. You also don't have to goof around with trying to shave all the material off of here like I did. This one will just be a drop-in deal. So I would say just go this way to begin with. I don't really think this should matter too much either way, but I'm going to install this with the cone side going into the pipe like that. And because the pipe gets installed at an angle about like that, this just wants to fall out of here. So just like I did with my other spark arrestor that I had in here, I'm just going to use this little collar that was already inside of the pipe, and that kind of press fits down in there up against that spark arrestor, keeping it in. So if you guys are wondering, I have been nothing but pleased with this high exhaust mount kit from Camel ADV. It really fits the bike nice. It goes together super well. I think it really looks probably the best out of all of the kits that you can buy. The hulls are, yeah, it sticks in further and maybe it's a little bit more protected. I think this is going to do just fine. I actually have not had the pleasure of tipping it over onto this side, but I have the utmost confidence in Camel ADV and this kit that I don't think it's going to cause the Tenere or itself any harm. If it does go over, a bit of crash protection across the top would probably be a really good idea regardless. But either way, I'm definitely happy with this, and it's something that I would definitely recommend to you guys. Even if you don't go this route, addressing the horrible exhaust design on the Tenere is definitely something that needs to be done if you're going to take the bike off-road at all. Even at the very least, if you just do big pannier wrecks. I think that's just something that is required, otherwise you're going to end up with some issues. And if you guys haven't seen any of that, basically what can happen if you don't have this kit, you've got a exhaust bracket that hangs down about twice as far as what's on here now, and the pipe sticks out a lot farther and is a lot closer to the ground. So if the bike gets tipped over, that's basically the first thing that's going to catch it. A lot of people think the big issue is that it's going to rub on the swing arm then, but the real problem is that bracket, you can only bend it back and forth so many times before it snaps right off the subframe, and it is welded on. The subframe is also welded onto the main frame, so technically if that gets broke off, your bike is totaled because it has frame damage. Obviously there's a way around that. If you have a welder, you can probably fix it yourself, but it's not something that I would feel very comfortable riding around on, which is why I did this as soon as I possibly could. Again, really love this kit, definitely recommend it. I think all that's really left to do is fire this up and see if we can drown out the leaf blower next door. One more thing that I should probably mention, I did switch my signal lights out from the original set that I had on here for these Tusk ones. These don't stick out nearly as far as the stock blinkers would, but they also don't stick out near as far as the other aftermarket set that I had, which stuck out to about here. If you have something that long on there, it's probably worth leaving the shields on, but they actually didn't fit with the shape of this signal, and I prefer not to have them on anyways, and it doesn't seem like there's any issues at all with that. Still probably good to keep an eye on it though, just in case you don't want to melt your signals off. And just in case you're wondering, this is the Camel ADV tail tidy. That really went together very well also. No problems with it so far, other than when the tree took a bite out of my license plate, but that was through no fault of the Camel ADV kit. What else have we got here? The tusk bag on the dirt rack's rear rack. I've got some reflectors that I put on here myself because I'm a crazy person and don't really want to get ran over at night, I guess. I've obviously got quite a bit done to the bike otherwise. I've also got quite a bit of bikes in the garage here, as you can see. So if you're interested in seeing what I've done with this bike or what I'm going to be doing with any of the other bikes, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I've got lots of videos out on this bike already, as well as the other stuff that I've got in the garage here, and I put a video out once a week at least. Trying to do 2 times a week now, but that gets a little bit rough sometimes. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out, enjoy this beautiful world if you can, and if you can't, check out some more videos here.